Hello, and welcome to Some Rays of Hope, ladies and gentlemen. We have been told that we may be out of lockdown by May, which has put a smile on my face and a smile on my co-host's face, Mr. Ali Woods.
I'm always smiling seeing you, Tom. Hello, guys. Hello, listeners. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing all right in this tough time. I thought before we went on air, you said it was freedom by May, not out of lockdown.
Well, what do you mean?
Because you can go out of lockdown into tier 4. It's like, and then
I don't think there'll be no restrictions for quite a while, but I think that, like, we're talking pubs will open again in May.
Ooh, what did I say? What did I say in December?
Yeah. I don't know. You've shifted these goalposts as much as the scientists like to shift them. If you're Richard,
but it's not an exact science. But my optimism. But I said May. I said that's the month you got to look out for. If your birthday's in May, you could be quids in here. Unlucky March, April, double lockdown birthday.
Yeah,
unlucky for the March, April lot.
Yeah, the March people are really getting they're the ones who are 100% getting done in, because we'll still be full lockdown. School's not even back yet, and just the beginning of March. Heartbreak.
Beginning of March last year, they would have been all right, I think, because that was still when the government was letting 6,000 Atletico Madrid fans into the UK, into Liverpool.
And there was a period, there was about a week before for hard lockdown where they were like, guys, you shouldn't be going to the pub, and then people were really pissed off. And I remember going on a run, and there were loads of people in the pub, and I got my phone out to take a photo, and they were all just giving me the finger, being like, "Oh, we'll go to the pub. I'll fucking go to the pub." Yeah.
I remember that time. God, that was almost a year ago. I was supposed to do a gig at Angel Comedy, and we met outside the pub. And Barry Ferns, the guy who runs it, obviously you know who he is, Tom.
Yeah.
And he just said, "Look, we're just going to pull it. There's no point." This was Saturday night, I think, or maybe Sunday or Monday, even later than that.
No one's showing up.
And he was like, "No one's going to show up." And also there was a thing, Angel's a very quaint, very nice club. So it's like, we're not going to be the club. We're not going to be the cowboy pack like some other clubs that we know.
I know some other clubs. They're like the hairdressers in the gyms that refuse to close. Like, there's a few comedy clubs like that. It's like, no, it's going on. It's happening.
A few people who think the sanctions. Look, hey, I've gigged at these places. I'm not going to say. I'm not going to turn down the booking because they're great atmosphere because everyone's packed in. But they're ones where they think that the sanctions go to writing socially distanced on the Eventbrite. And then they're like, well, we did our bit.
It's up to you if you want to be socially distanced.
It's the fault of the public for too many of them wanting to come.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault at all. I just put the chairs out. They sit where they like. It's not.
Exactly, you know what I mean? That's no problem.
If they want to sit in the venue, they can sit in the venue. That's up to them. But if they want to be social distance, outside.
We advise that you watch it from the other pub. But obviously you are welcome to come in. But we advise that that's like Boris Johnson running a gig, just being like, so basically don't come, but you are allowed to come. Everyone.
Bloody don't. Bloody listen, when I open the pubs again, everything will be open and everything will be running as normal. But if you bloody go, shame on you. Shame on bloody you.
Now is the time to to do your nation proud and not go to the pubs. And by saying that, I'm announcing the pubs are open all weekend. Let's get lit.
What is interesting and quite funny is that France have just rejected a new lockdown. They've said, fuck you. So France were going to have a third national lockdown, and the French people, they've rejected it because they've decided it would take too much toll on the economy and mental health and stuff. That's so French, isn't it? Everyone's dying. Wow, no violence. She's not fuck off. Fuck off.
Yes, thank you. Crude French stereotype. But my wine and my cheese.
Don't see me, my mum's French. No.
Yeah. I can do it. I can actually do it.
It's all right. I'm not being offensive.
We can take the piss out of the French. Are we allowed to do that, aren't we? We're sort of similar.
Who knows? Who knows at this point? Who knows?
This is where we get the French listeners. I'll be like, I've listened to your podcast for 2 years, but now I'm going to cancel you.
Terrible.
They won't get around to it though. They'll be like, "What are you doing today?" Well, I'm going to cancel those 2 British guys, but not right now. I'll do it later.
It's on, I listen because it's on.
I listen because I still listen because it's easy.
Mm.
Easy listening. They don't talk too much about serious stuff.
So France.
Wow, that is amazing that they just rejected it.
Apparently, Barcelona. We're speaking to some people out there. Shout out, well, I guess friend of the show and photographer of us, Victor. He's out in Barcelona because he can still gig there.
He has been doing the most traveling I've ever seen someone do.
Yeah,
during lockdown. He's going from European city to city. He smashed it. Left UK and was just like, right, let's go European city to city. And shout out Victor Patriscan. Obviously, never have on the show, not enough followers, but
great photographer, good comment.
Great photographer though. We'll recommend a photographer if you like the podcast image that comes up on your device when you're listening to us. I assume you're using a Zune.
Yeah.
Or MP3, whatever MP3 player you choose.
MP3 player, or what was it? Zune with the Microsoft iPods? Were they
Zune was the competitor to iPod. Yeah, Zune was that when it didn't have a circle, it had an up down. That was it. Yeah. If you had a Zune, well, I'm sure you're listening to this on your Zune, then that picture that comes up of us two, that was taken by comedian Victor Patriscan. So if you like that, that's the part to take your photos. You will have to travel to Barcelona. but if you fancy a pic, he's your man.
Maybe we should go on European tour this summer. That would be good. If we could get a few dates in, that'd be a laugh.
That would be good. If it can cover the Sun Queen budget, that'd be good. That's the problem. What do you mean European tour? Like,
I'll carry our clothes.
Serbia, Slovakia, East, Siberia.
Yeah.
all the summer destinations.
Yeah. Well, we'll do a winter tour of Australia. That's what we'll do. We'll do the winter in Australia and New Zealand.
The winter circuit. They do great hot chocolates in Australia, I've heard.
Yeah. You can get up to about 20. Will you be okay with that? That's that's about the limit, really.
Yeah. I tell you what, we weren't going to talk about this before, but it just comes to mind. You know who would be a good guest to get on? Now he's not doing anything. Jeff Bezos.
Oh yeah, that could be good. He could be a classic guest to come on. Just be like, Jeff, I hear you've retired.
He's not. He's twiddling his thumbs. Just get him on. Like, by the way, mate. Also, do you fancy subscribing to the Patreon? Just some loose change. Yeah. Maybe like 200 million quid a month.
Whatever. Jeff, what's your biggest fail? Oh, is it is it how successful you are? Or is it how your business destroyed the high street and put thousands of people out of jobs? Who knows? Like, what are your biggest fails, Jeff?
His biggest fail would be, did you see that video of him with the robotic arms?
No.
I can imagine he's literally Dr. Octopus from Spider-Man. He's so evil villain. He's there with his big head, just laughing, using these robotic arms that are like templated to him. His fail would be like, I should have just kept them on, and no one would have tested me, and I could have achieved my super villainy perfectly. But I'm just too much of a nice guy. As he like wipes his eyes like $100 note and throws it in the bin.
All those guys, like, let's face it, like all of the billionaires are slightly odd. Like, you don't get to be a super world's richest man billionaire without being weird, right? But like, there are different levels of weird where it's cool. Like, Elon is much cooler than Bezos. Like, let's just face it.
Comes in with the tech memes. I didn't think that would be what a billionaire looked like when I was a kid. If you said to me, what is a billionaire going to be? And you'd be like, all right, some businessman in a big pinstripe suit with a cigar looking out of his mansion. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Not this bloke sharing Dogecoin memes on Twitter. With everyone retweeting it and then everyone replying underneath being like, you are the best, I love you, you are my messiah, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. I want to get stonks hats. We should make stonks hats.
What's stonks?
Stonks is what they, on Wall Street Bets, what they call stocks, stonks. And we should make hats and make stonks hats and Wall Street Bet hats and like diamond hands and bag holders and stuff.
Yeah, and then we could get Wall Street Bets would actually come together to take us down. They'd be like, this is completely unlicensed. It's two dickheads from London who are doing this. Guys, let's really screw these guys. They are fucking ruining it.
I would like though if what would be they would get behind is if you started like a Wall Street Bets hats company and then you sold like a golden hat that was worth $100 million. Then if you got a billionaire to buy it, then the company would be worth $100 million and you can get it listed on the stock market and then they could all invest in your stonks hat company. Take it to the top.
I mean, it sounds great. It also sounds like this is a conversation we're having at 5 a.m.
Yeah, guys.
Well, after some particular drugs.
Yeah, guys, we're gonna start a stonks hat company. $100 million. It's just a shill. Everyone will invest, and then we'll take down Wall Street from the inside.
Exactly. And then I'm there being like, mate, it's totally like easy. Like, let's do it. Let's do it now. Let's just start now.
I'm starting an Etsy store now. I'm doing an Etsy store right now. Right now, I'm doing it.
I've got Stonks hats on Twitter already. I've got the app. I've got the
username. Oh, funny.
That's what we're getting. We'll see if we can get Jeff Bezos on.
Bezos. I just think with the Bezos, like he's stepping down so he can focus on his space program, because that's what you can do. That's what I'm
going to do as well.
Comedy, he's focused on being an astronaut. But once you conquer Earth, as good as conquer it. Like, you have your product, everyone in the world is using it, you've conquered it, you've won capitalism. That's what you can do, is you can look out of Earth. That's all you can go to. What else can you do?
That's when the Martians are buying their plant pots from Amazon, and it says, your delivery has left Bromley by Bow space station. We'll be with you in 7.5 years. And they're like, it's so convenient. It's so convenient.
Beep boop boop boop. I ordered from Amazon. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, so that's fun. Okay, Bezos is retired. I found that weird. It was such big news. I was just like, oh, what is it?
What are you talking about, bro? Of course, it's big news, man. His company made $100 billion in 3 months. Do you know how long we'd have to do this podcast to make 100 pounds?
We're still waiting. It's been 3.5 years.
Decades, brother.
With the old Bezos, I think that he's stepping down for a few reasons. I hear that he's stepping down because Amazon will never peak this hard again. So he's going out on a high because, like, a global pandemic has obviously shifted sales to like a record level. But like once the pandemic eases, it will drop down again and their share price will fall. So he's leaving at like absolute the top of the top kind of thing.
Yeah, fair. No, I mean, what? Yeah, not for me, mate. I'll be there through the tough times as well. Obviously, a real man like me, I would have stuck through. Commitment, loyalty.
Yeah.
When you're saying about billionaires being weird, do you reckon Bill and Melinda Gates are into like BDSM?
I hope not. I hope Bill, like, honestly, from listening to a lot of Bill Gates podcasts, by a lot I mean 3, I think that he's just a really clever academic guy. Like, he just loves reading, and he loves like reading and then taking on an area of business that he thinks would help the world with. Like, he built Microsoft to make money and like, build a successful company, but everything he's done since then has basically been like, how can I help the world a bit, and do good.
Well, me and him very similar in that way. That's what I sort of seek to do, is to help the world. My sort of Instagram sketches.
When I put on that wig, I'm thinking, come on, guys, I'm here to help. I'm doing some good for the world.
You love the wigs. Shut up. You have your own wigs.
I'm practicing my voices in the mirror. Oh yeah, that's really gonna help.
Oh my god. Don't need to practice, mate. One take alley, whatever. But yeah, look, fair play to Jeff, and well, not fair play actually at all. He's absolutely smashing it, and I look forward to his space program where he goes and builds a Amazon depot on the moon.
Yeah. Honestly, it's going that way. Like, that's the only way you can look, is out, and that's exactly what is going to happen. And I think all governments don't have as much money as these privately funded space programs now. Like, they can't be as focused, and I think that's the way it's going to go. I think SpaceX, and I don't even know what Bezos' space program's called. Do you know?
No idea.
He's got one as well. Like, but you don't really. Bezos.
But apparently he bought the rights to a space TV show, and it's coming on Amazon Prime because he was intrigued by it.
I do know that Tom Cruise is actually going to film a film in space. Like,
brilliant.
Like, an
romantic
action scene. Yeah. I hope they incorporate it into one of the Mission Impossible films. That would be incredible, but I think it's going to be its own film. But imagine that there's a bit of Mission Impossible where he's actually in real space to film it. Like,
he's going to be
what
like
the fuck?
70 years old by that point. What the fuck's going on?
Tom Cruise is basically 60, and like he looks unbelievably good. That is what happens when you have Scientology money. So I don't know what they're giving him.
He's leveling up.
He just looks better and better. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, whereas I, at 27, have put on a lot of weight.
You look older than him at 27. Like, it's
a little more tired, definitely. A little more shattered.
That is what happens when you can rub sort of, I don't even know, the blood of 1,000 possums or something, or whatever the fuck he's got going on.
Are you saying, though, that films have been... The film's in space already? Like...
Oh, what, the moon landing? Yeah, obviously, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, by space you mean in that studio, yeah?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. You mean Pinewood? Yeah, obviously.
I was thinking this the other day, and I did this on my live yesterday. But how mad would it be if it actually came out that this was all a conspiracy?
What, space was fake?
No, that coronavirus didn't exist. You'd have to applaud it. You'd have to.
It's just the sheer quantity of doctors, actors. Where would they find enough actors to be doctors? Yeah,
that's what you'd have to go. Bravo! I'm so angry, but fair play.
Yeah, like, it is absolutely insane. The TikTok conspiracy, because what was it, that TikToker confronted Chris Whitty at the beginning of the week. He confronted Chris Whitty.
In culture now, a TikToker confronted a man I'd never heard of before, but I've seen more in the last year than my own dad.
Yeah, an anti-vaxxer confronted Whitty. Also, I think an anti-vaxxer and a sort of Corona is a conspiracy person. Right?
That's unusual that they go together.
I know, it's weird. And he confronted Chris Whitty to have a go at him, and then Chris Whitty came out and said anti-vaxxers are like ill-informed morons, which is fair enough. You know, Chris Whitty looks like Voldemort, but I actually don't dislike him. I think he's just a rational scientist.
Yeah, he looks like the headmaster who can be a prick, but generally is all right, actually. Yeah. He looks worse than he is. Yeah, he's like, that is sort of fair. Yeah. But sometimes you're like, fucking dickhead. But then most of the time you're like, yeah.
He's just he's a science, you know, he's just he's just being led by the science. I don't think he's doing anything particularly wrong.
Yeah, but if you believe that's science, son.
Yeah,
I can't help you, mate.
Yeah.
I can't help you. Science is up here. It's up here, mate.
What is science, really? You know,
you can be
like just some stats. Who makes stats, though? That's the real issue, you know?
Exactly. Stats prove everything. My mum comes out and goes, well, you know, anyone could have said that. I could have said that.
Yeah, but he's a scientist. He's got the facts and figures.
They don't know what they're talking about. If they knew what they're talking about, we wouldn't have this problem. She has no time. That's no time for it at all.
For science or stats. Just like, no, not doing it. Not dealing with it.
But yeah. Shall we shout out Captain Sir Tom Moore?
Yeah, shout out Captain Sir Tom. If you listen to our Patreon only episode, which the hardcore fans do, and we implore you all to sign up to our Patreon to get the bonus episode.
Patreon.com/ADIVPod, $5 a month gets you an extra episode every week.
Come on down, guys. Yeah, we were talking about Captain Tom going into hospital, and we said, "Oh, that's crap that he's gone into hospital," and now he's died of coronavirus, which is just shit. But he had a good innings. I think that's the way we should look at it. 100 years old, and you know, in the last year of his life, raised 30 million quid for charity, and was a war hero, and you know, lived a good life. He was even on a game show in the 70s. So you know,
legend. I will just stop you there. Raise 30 million quid, not for a charity, but for the NHS, which is not a charity and should actually be funded by our government, which it is not being.
Oh, enough. Yeah,
exactly. But yeah, fair. I'll tell you what, it really does take the pressure off to sort of make it. Because if man's getting famous at 100 years old, I'm thinking, I've got plenty of time.
I've got time. Everyone's going to make it at some point.
Because, like, genuinely, how sick is that? That at 100 years old, this dude becomes an influencer. Like an actual proper, like he made a difference. Not an influencer. Oh my God, me doing my squats in Dubai is important for everyone's mental health. Yeah. An actual person who made people believe in like a better, like a good, doing good and make people proud. So yeah, fair play to him.
I think, yeah, and I think anyone who did slag him off, there were some weird comments made about there was that guy from that church that was really dumb of him. It's like this Christian sect who said supporting clapping for Captain Tom was a sign of British nationalism, and he wouldn't do it. And I was just like, white British nationalism. And I was like, no, let's not make it a political issue. You know, this is just an issue about a man who raised money. Let's not worry about getting bogged down or leftist rightist politics with it. I just think this is one issue that's just like doesn't need a political slant, doesn't need it at all.
Well, I also just I think the clapping thing generally is horrendous. I just think you
just no more claps.
I remember the first clap back in March, April, even maybe at 8 p.m. on a Thursday, and I live near Royal London Hospital, NHS, and everyone was out clapping, and I was like, "This is actually brilliant! What a testament to the hard work they're doing." And it's sort of a community vibe, and that's great. And I was like, brilliant. And then the next Thursday, I remember someone saying, right, remember to clap for the NHS tonight. And I went, we already did that. And they went, but it's every Thursday. I'm like, this is not how you run a country. You do not ask the people to clap regularly. That is not an effective manner in which to protect people. You have one-off things that are showcase that make an image that lasts, a symbolism, one-off, like Remembrance Sunday. Like you have this one time a year where you think and you have this moment of silence to just think about all those who give their lives for the peace of others. Fair enough. But you can't just clap people and think, well, we've done our bit. Like, it's just ridiculous. You've got to start giving these people money and funding and helping them properly. It's fucking ridiculous.
They should have been given pay rises, but after speaking to a lot of paramedics, and their words, not mine, some of them were in two minds about it for slightly older reasons. They were like, with the clapping thing, they were like, yeah, that's great. But also, like, they found it weird that they were getting clapped. They were like, we still have jobs. They were like, we're going to work. We're working. And you guys, it's people clapping us who are redundant now and don't have a job. And some of them found that a bit weird for that. They were like, oh, that's a bit odd. I mean, generally they were like, it's a great thing. Thank you so much for all your support. They were like, give us more money. That would be ideal. We're risking our lives. Give us money.
But surely you would, innit? Boris Johnson bloody loves a clap. You could go up to him and be like, Boris, the NHS is really struggling. Could you maybe send some of the money our way? And he'd be like, bloody good show, lads. Bloody good show.
And he just loves a unified nation all doing something where he can be on camera leading it. Like, that's what he likes. That is what he likes. He wants to be seen as leading.
He's like Joe Wicks in that way.
Yeah. There's another one who's profited. Why, Joe Wicks, are we going to do a clap for Joe Wicks when it all ends? No more PE?
Clap for Joe Wicks. You can clap your buttocks from all the squats you've been doing with him.
Come on, guys, Joe Wicks, get do it. They no workout.
Everybody, and clap. Yeah, I don't know, man. But I found that sort of stuff, that symbolism, weird. Like, you can't just keep clapping for stuff. You've got to actually address stuff. Like, it's not right. I think it's not right that this 100-year-old man should have to walk laps of his garden to help fund. Because you say it's not a charity; it's the NHS.
Yeah,
it's not. It's supposed to be funded by the government.
Give 30 million quid to the NHS. Why not?
It's not supposed to be. It's not like he was doing it for cancer research or something like that. It's supposed to be funded. It's like raising money for schools. It's like, this is supposed to be funded by the government. Anyway, whatever. But anyway, generally,
I'm raising school books or something like. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Props to Captain Sir Tom Moore for what he did. I think it was really cool. Fair play to him.
Yeah, fair play to the man. Okay, the last story in our news is that they are trialing mix and max vaccines, which obviously has sent anti-vaxxers AWOL. So they're deciding that you may get one jab of one vaccine and another jab of another to like cover all your bets, kind of thing, against variants and stuff. Yeah, why not? Pick a mix. Just what else? Stab me with it. I don't give a shit. At this point, I don't care.
This for me strikes in my head like, have you ever been to the doctors and obviously you were like, is this subscription been too much of a legend? Yeah. No, actually, I've got chlamydia. I need antibiotics.
Yeah, I'm too rich.
Yeah. Can you do anything by legs, doc?
Yeah.
Honestly. But have you ever been to the doctors or a dentist or someone who is supposed to be very professional and very educated, and you're sort of trusting them with their knowledge, and they sort of go, so you say, "What do you think?" And they sort of go, and sort of just, and then, yeah, I think just take these and
Bit of this,
then
bit of
see
that.
how it goes.
Let me how you feel. Let me know how you feel.
Yeah.
It's very important that you do let me know. Like, just you know,
It's
and
like
then we'll see.
like, yeah, and yeah, we'll get another appointment in for sort of 6 weeks time. But if you do have any problems, just let me know before then. It's like, and you forget that medicine is not an exact science, and they're always trying to learn more stuff about it.
Yeah.
So the way they're just like, but what happens if we take one vaccine and that doesn't cover us, but another vaccine would cover the other bits? And they've just gone, just try both.
Just figure it out. It's just, it's just you just make sure you fill in your results and how you feel, and if you passed out or anything like that, and yeah, we'll go from there. We'll go from there.
I'll tell you what, we'll give you one,
Yeah.
and then if that makes it worse, we'll just give you the other one.
Yeah. One will do it. One of them. You got to cover your bets. Someone did make a good point with the vaccines, and I do think this is fair enough. I think the vaccines are 100% safe, and you should all be taking them. However, their effectiveness, the vaccine trials have only really been given to people under the young people generally signing up for those trials. They've not over 80s.
Right?
Well,
people
over
80s now.
Yeah, but the over 80s, really old people, the most vulnerable group, won't have been
over 80s. Come on, bro. You've lived a good life. Come on. I've said this already.
Is the over 80s? Is it old people? There's the whole reason that we're doing lockdown.
The over 80s. My grandpa died in 2019. He was 87, and I was very sad. But he's 87,
right,
bro. Come on,
yeah,
now.
You had a run. You had a good
run. I'm sorry, over 70 is cool. 70 to 80, fine. You might still have some good years in you, but come on now. For 80s,
oh, great.
If the vaccine ain't working, this ain't for you.
You had your time and call it. Yeah.
I'm sorry, and I know that people have grandparents and people in their lives who are over 80, but come on, that's a long life. That is a long life, bruv.
It's a good run. It's a good run.
Well done, good for you. But come on now. So that doesn't really bother me because I also know, my aunt, she went and did the vaccine. She's in her 60s. So they did. She volunteered to do vaccine trial stuff, and she's in her 60s. So they did. It wasn't like they just tested on a load of under 30s. They did test on older people.
I do think but it was no over 80. So it'd be interesting to see the effectiveness. I do think vaccines work, and I do think they are good, and it will be good for the entire population to get a vaccine. But it will be interesting to see the effectiveness of vaccines on over 80s, like how much.
Look, if the over 80s aren't going to pull the finger out and go be part of the trials, then I'm sorry, mate, you missed out.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
If some of them don't want to suffer the side effects, well, who's that on? Who is that on?
Because I'd be the same if I was in my 80s. If they went to the care home and we'd be like, right, they're trialing a vaccine. They're all like, hooray! And they're like, but we do need some people here to take part in the trials.
Come on, guys.
And go down to the hospital. Anyone? I'd be like, pick Mavis, pick Mabel. She's a bitch. I don't know. She smells the worst in this care home. I ain't going, bro.
You know who should be going? Bloody Jackie Weaver. That's who should be going.
Jackie Weaver.
Yeah.
You have no
authority here, Jackie Weaver. For those who have not seen the viral sensation video, we will play you. This is audio from a parish council meeting that was caught on Zoom, and this is small town Britain summed up the best ever.
You have no authority there, Jackie Weaver. No authority at all. She's just kicked him out. No, she's kicked him out. Don't. She's kicked him out. Don't. This is a meeting called by two councillors.
That's Jackie Weaver.
Yeah.
They now elect a chairman. No, they can't, because the vice chair's here. I take charge. Read the standing orders. Read them and understand them.
So good. Just exquisite.
But read them and understand them. Read them and understand them.
This goes back to, I was having this discussion with my friend because he's into reality shows, right? Likes reality TV.
Cool.
But he made the point.
Like a cool guy.
So yeah, he's pretty cool, pretty legend. He hasn't had a girlfriend for a while, but he likes
whatever.
Yeah, I don't really see him. I sort of message him to check he's all right.
Yeah.
But generally, he just people he likes reality TV, and he said that the problem with the Americanized ones, like for instance, Too Hot to Handle, they're fun and they're entertaining, but he said you'll get more personality from an episode of Come Dine With Me than you will from a season of Too Hot to Handle.
I think with all those like Too Hot, like Americanized shows, it's just like that you can actually go to acting schools in LA for reality TV. Like they know how to. The whole point of a reality show, right? This is all to make a successful reality show. You just need to get normal people and make them make difficult decisions. That's every reality show, whatever it is. That's all it is. They need to be forced to like break up with someone, date someone, do something, or like slag someone off. Whatever. You're just asking people to make difficult decisions, and then we film it and see the responses to it, right? I just think with the American one, they're so like prepped and ready to be the villain of the piece or the heroine, or it's also maps. Whereas like with the British ones, it's just capturing British life, and it's just perfect sometimes.
And it's people who have, because they're British, stifled their emotions so much.
Yeah. When they come out, it's just
no control over them. Read them and understand them. It's so good.
Understand them.
You have no authority here, Jackie Weaver.
Yeah.
But out he goes. It's so good. He's just relentless. She just kicked him out.
Oh, the best is like when they do something weird, like the guy on Come Dine With Me with the whisk is possibly my most favorite. If you've not seen it,
bizarre.
But the way in which the man puts a whisk in his mouth to try the cake batter is just some of the funniest shit I've ever seen.
They're the least sort of PR trained, glossy people you've ever imagined to be on TV.
Perfect.
But this is the golden age for me. We've talked about it for this on the podcast before, but in the noughties, when digital came out and everyone had loads of channels, they just needed to fill this shit with British made stuff. And the cheapest stuff was reality stuff because you didn't have to pay any actors or anything, or a script writer. And so there's just marvelous stuff like this all over the shop. But Come Dine With Me, I knew, if you've not watched Come Dine With Me, you got to watch it. It is brilliant. It's just 4 or 5, depending on the format, people going to each other's houses for dinner and then rating the dinner. And I used to know, because I used to have an essay regularly due in on a Monday, obviously, because my school expected high standards, not like your sort of clown college.
We have to do art piece normally on Monday.
Exactly. Yeah.
You just have to go in and do a dance.
How did the weekend make you feel? That was the Monday.
You had 30 seconds, depending on how long it took the rain stick to fall up the other side. So that was it.
And also, if you didn't want to do it, then that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
But I used to know I was fucked because when on the Sunday there used to be the Come Dine With Me omnibus on the Channel 4.
Nice,
5 episodes back to back, and it'd start at sort of like, so it'd start at like maybe 3:30 or something like that. Even might be more for. And then I'd be like, right, I'll stick this on and I'll get this essay done later. And this is Sunday night, right? And then it gets to 5:36 and I've watched every single episode. I'm fucked, mate. There's no way I can do this essay.
You can't crank it out.
Those sort of shows like this Parish one are so good for capturing those small time British people where this village is their life and it's their universe and everything in it. And Jackie Weaver, you cannot do that. You have no authority. Like, it is amazing. The people care so much about this.
Oh, stuff. Yeah. Would you do, I was talking about this earlier, would you do EastEnders if you got offered it?
Well, I am an EastEnder now. So I've spent years learning the craft. I assume EastEnders is a lot about sort of artisan coffee shops.
Yeah.
And
all about it. Yeah.
And sort of taking pictures of yourself buying clothing that's
people died in. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
So I assume I would fit right in. To be honest, I think I would. Because it means I could leave my day job now and just it depends how much time it took away from stand-up. If I could do EastEnders and still go around gigging, then yeah, sure.
Fair.
What about you?
Yeah, I think I'll definitely take it 100%. Yeah, if someone was like, do you want me in EastEnders? Would you do Hollyoaks? Would you be Hollyoaks?
Who would you be in EastEnders?
I'd just be like Phil Mitchell's like long lost cousin from from the country. Hello.
Exactly. All right, Tom. Hello.
Hello.
There's a fabulous clip of EastEnders where they get this white guy to be like a roadman, like.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
It's horrendous. Yeah. Hollyoaks. Is Hollyoaks still going?
I think they're all still going, mate. They're still.
Bloody hell! I think someone from Hollyoaks. Some of them have done quite well because I think Hollyoaks is so minor. People don't give a shit. It's like the way all those Australians were on Neighbours.
Yeah. Maybe or like we could do Corrie and just do northern accents. That'd be amazing. If everyone thought you were from up north, and actually we weren't the whole time. We're just from southern wankers. Yeah.
Exactly. Everyone's like, I love Tom and Ali. They're my favourites.
What do you mean? What? No, I won't be having it.
I saw an interview with them. It's like when David Tennant, everyone found out he was Scottish, but he was doing Doctor Who.
What?
Hey,
I can't believe it. No.
Eric, can I have a hot pot, please?
Please. Get me a man cake. Get me a man cake. Run my back and shove up.
Yeah, we could do that. Why not? Well, the offer's open, guys. If you want the aid of pod people on Corrie, we can do it.
And we'll go on as a couple of northern brothers from
cheeky. Oh, dead cheeky they are. Flaming hell.
Yeah. Oh, they're a barrel laugh them too. Oh, lovely. Oh, right. That's our Corrie dreams out the window. Right. Talking of come down with me, we are going to move on to our fail mail, which is we asked you.
Nice link.
Segments. We asked you to tell us your biggest failures to do with cooking. That is the biggest failure you've ever cooked or had cooked for you.
Yeah, there's some. Thank you very much, everyone who sent theirs in. There's some pretty bad stuff in here. A lot of stuff in microwaves. Which I think is one of those where it's like your skills are so bad that you've thought, I'm just going to do microwave stuff. But then you've also not done that well either. So, for instance, try to make rice in the microwave and turned it into coal. Now, I assume this isn't one of those Uncle Ben packages. I think they've literally just poured some dry rice into a bowl and whacked it in the microwave.
Yeah.
Protein pancakes. They sound horrendous. You got one?
Yeah, I've got a few. GCSE food tech lesson, Italian dish with a twist, banana lasagna. Never ever again. Minging.
Mate, genuinely, I missed out on doing food tech. That's a shame. I hate that. But genuinely, bananas seem to be a real problem. A real problem for people. I've got a few more bananas here. My brother put bananas in when he was making chicken.
No.
What's going on there? Someone once gave me a water curry powder curry with banana and raisins in. It was vile. That's gross. What is going on with these people? So here's one. Remember when we came home and I made butternut squash and noodles? My housemates still remind me of that today. I wanted to cook noodles. I also wanted roasted butternut squash, so I ate them together. No sauce, just plain. That is gross. I don't even know how you cook them together. You just chop up butternut squash is really hard.
You got to cook the shit out of that. Undercooking a prawn meal and ending up in hospital with food poisoning from hell. Quite a few food poisoning related things. Just a guy cooking a mackerel risotto at his place on a first date ended with food poisoning. Mackerel risotto. I've never even. Oh my god,
that's tough. On a first date, going in with a mackerel risotto, you're hoping to kiss that person later, bruv. You don't want that fishy smell.
That's a wild dish to cook first time round.
That is mad. Someone's just. I like this. Someone's just messaged meringue cake. That's it. Sounds great.
I've got one. Cooked with chilies. Got it on with my wife. Wife got hot, not happy.
Yeah, that ain't good. That happened to my friend as well, bro.
Bad.
Her boyfriend cooked with chilies. They did the sexual stuff. And the vagine was absolutely stinging.
Bit much. Fine. All right.
Yeah.
Vagine action.
But legit, yeah, because obviously chili on your hands, yeah. What's a more sensitive area?
Yeah.
Bruv, that's pain.
Chili on the face, disgrace. Yeah, nightmare.
My first cake. Put 1,000 milliliters of water in instead of 100. Contents were floating in water. How can you look at a recipe and have a liter of water and think this is probably right for a cake? Like this is a liter, like up to the top of this bottle is a liter.
Oh, so good.
That's terrible.
This person is either very privileged or has been, I don't know, living under a rock, but so many. But to sum up, I've just this morning learned how to make a cheese toastie. I'm 31.
What the hell? What are they eating?
I don't know, maybe being cooked for. That's the only thing I can think of.
Cooked for, yeah. I mean, how
Deliveroo for life? I don't know.
Yeah, but apparently that happens. I was talking to my mate the other day, and he said that a guy in his block of flats gets a pret-a-manger breakfast every morning. The Pret guy comes every morning and gives him just like a bacon baguette. I don't get what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, people do live like that, I guess, but you just gotta think, like, come on, learn how to cook something. Eggs, at least, like.
People are morons, yeah, because it's so good as well. Because you get the benefits of it. Because you get, but I suppose people are just not interested. One of those microwave puddings that go in for 30 seconds went in for 30 minutes. Firemen came.
Excellent, amazing, so good, so good.
How disgusting does this sound? Burnt broccoli on toast. Broccoli on toast, cooked well or not, sounds gross. Are you serious? That sounds like one of those. Oh my god! I'm just gonna have broccoli on toast. Like that's a really just a really nice meal to have. Really
so healthy, you know. It's really different.
Yeah,
so like, good. It's so
broccoli is just like you can do anything with it. Like toast.
They should make you do food tech. Definitely. Like just at school, you should have to learn how to cook basic shit because it's embarrassing. Like at a certain age, if you can't cook anything.
There's some stuff here.
Like it's not the 1940s anymore. You can't be like, why would I need to cook? Because my wife's going to do it. So, you know, that's all that matters.
No, you're right.
That's the reason I married her.
Some things have gone backwards. You're quite right. But but that is unfortunately the horror we live in now, Tom. It's outrageous. And I will say this, Tom. I can't imagine you cooking at all.
I cook breakfast every morning. I don't do dinner, but I do breakfast.
But putting toast in isn't cooking.
No, I do very good. I mean,
do you like toast medium rare, medium?
Yeah, eggs. I do dinners. I do honey soy chicken the other day. I'm pretty good actually, pretty nifty. You forget my mum's French. She's fucking banging cook, so made us all cook from young age.
My mum, when we were kids, even she would say this: hates cooking. Doesn't she would cook? She'd cook the meals. Didn't enjoy it, and she would tell us. I don't like doing this. Yeah, she would be like, do you think I like doing this? I don't like cooking. She gives us like tuna pasta.
Right. Would your dad do the cooking then?
No, my dad didn't either. No one in my family likes cooking. So my dad would work.
So it was just
my mum worked as well when I was really young, but then she got made redundant. So she came back and just stayed at home with us so I was about like 7 and my sister was 9, and then just looked after us for 15 years.
Right.
Or less even, 10 years more like. But just cooked all the meals. Yeah, she looked after us till now. So she would cook all the food, but she hated it, and she told us. She was like, I don't like this. So any excuse to get a takeaway, but then she knew that she couldn't do that every night, so it was just like, it wasn't good. Anything that she could whack in the oven and just serve to us, perfect. And I was a really fussy eater as well when I was a kid. I was like, hated veg, just would not eat it. Yeah.
I can imagine you being that. You were that guy. We weren't given a choice, mate. I've four of us in the house. It was just absolute. It was like feeding time at like the zoo or something. It's just we weren't eating. So
yeah, I can imagine that. I've got a few others here, but there's not to be fair. A few of these are sort of like just sort of fair enough. I mean, they're not too bad. There's ones which are like a bit snooty. A pumpkin, seeing as we're slagging them off, a pumpkin pie my English housemate baked. I try to be as polite as a French can be. So there you go. Risotto.
Which was telling me it was fucking disgusting.
Yeah, exactly.
It was this piece of shit is disgusting.
Which was have one forkful and then pick up the bowl and put it on the floor and say, "You disgust me," and walk out.
You disgust me. This is for lads and nothing else.
Yeah.
I did watch
My
Ratatouille
niece
for the first time the other day. Fantastic.
Oh, Ratatouille is so good, but you know that sequel is going to come at some point, and that's going to be sad. When they do.
Oh, I don't know. I hope they do. I hope they do one. It'd be good. Right, last one. Go.
My niece cooked us jacket potatoes when she was 11. She knew they take 5 minutes in the microwave, but she cooked all 4 for 5 minutes instead of 20 minutes needed for 4. We had to try and eat them and act like we liked them, so she didn't get in a strop. That is why you don't hang out with little kids. They serve you a shitty non-baked. It's baked for a quarter of the time it was supposed to be baked for, and you've got to sit there and be like, yum, thank you so much. Such a little chef. I
spent a lot. Yeah. Oh, amazing! I spent a lot of time with my nephews, and then being like, "You got to look at this. You got to look at this. You got to look at this," and then you'd be like, "Okay, what are you gonna do?" And then they'll just be like. And then you'll be like, "Well done! Oh, it's amazing! Oh, wow! You really—that's incredible."
For the benefit of the podcast listeners, Tom just busted out some sick moves. Some sick moves. Yeah, I bet.
He's very talented.
Well,
he's very talented.
Well, I don't have to do that, but yeah, thank you very much for your cooking horrors. And yeah, I mean, so at my uni there was this guy who's still a friend of mine who was disgusting.
Right.
And I like to think still is.
Okay.
And he claimed it was because he was in a rush. But I think he genuinely liked this. He would have a mayo sandwich. Now, what are you thinking? What are you thinking, Tom? One slice of bread, squirt mayo on, put another slice of bread on?
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. No.
One slice of bread only.
Oh, like mayo on toast.
No, nothing's toasted. No, nothing's toasted. Hold the untoasted slice of bread in your palm of your hand, squirt mayo on it, clap your hand, slam it together, and then eat that. From the bottle.
That is vile. That is vile. Like, I did things at uni, like, I would regularly eat out of the pan I'd cooked in, you know? And then if I made pasta, I'm eating out of that pan. I'm not getting another plate out because I have to wash it up. Yeah. But, like, that's a mayo sandwich. That is, dude, butter and bread. That is more normal than oh, God.
It's next level. I'll tell you what I did at uni, which was dumb because I didn't realise. I'd cook frozen chicken. I'd just cook it from frozen because I didn't realise. I was just like, oh, it's frozen chicken. Work it in there. And then start working in the oven.
You can put it in the microwave and it'll be all right.
Nah, I didn't do that. Nah. To be fair, didn't get food poisoning just about, but got through it. But yeah, that was my friend who, pretty gross.
That is disgusting. Mayo sandwich man is making me feel sick. Right, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening. This has been All I Do Is Fail. You can follow me at all good social media destinations, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. I am Tom Elwes. Thank you very much. Ali?
Ali Woods Gigs, you want to check me out on any of the socials, and Adif Pod, if you want to check out the All I Do Is Fail socials on any social media.
Subscribe to our Patreon.
Subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/AdifPod for an extra episode every single week. And it's only $5 a month, so it's really worth it.
You the best, guys. Okay, bye.
Okay, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.